What's happening? John from Wrecked. It is Wednesday, December 1st. A little bit of news. This Friday on the 3rd, Rams American Pub out in Holbrook. Wrecked is going to be doing a set. I think we go on like 9:30, so come check us out. If you don't know where Holbrook is, check a map. It's over there by Ronkonkoma, a little east. It'll be our easternmost show, actually. So I'm actually excited. I've never been to, I never played at Rams. I've been there a handful of times way back when. But it's going to be a good night. A couple other bands playing, not too sure who. I never heard of any of them, but I'm very happy to be a part of it and get to do another set. Be our last show probably for the rest of the year, and then come back with some new stuff. So speaking of new stuff, I have some new vinyl. Some I bought on Record Store Day, some I bought a little bit before that, so I figure I'll go through it. All right, the first one, 1982, the Misfits, Walk Among Us. This came out originally on like Ruby Records or Slash Records, and this is, if you're going to get into the Misfits, this is the album you want. Every song is great. 20 Eyes, I Turned Into a Martian, All Hell Breaks Loose, Vampira, Nike A Go-Go, Hate Breeders, Mommy Cannot Go Out and Kill Tonight, Night of the Living Dead, Skulls, Violent World, Devil's Whorehouse, Astro Zombies, and Brain Eaters. Devil's Whorehouse or Devil's Warehouse is what my old buddies used to call it. But again, if you know the Misfits, every song on this is great. This is the best produced album. And this was the first album that I got on CD that I was over the moon with this one. This originally came out, like I said, 82, Slash or Ruby Records. I'm not 100% sure this is a legit vinyl. It sounds not great. The jacket looks a little bit of a bootleg, but either way, I got this on the way home from Montauk a couple weeks ago. There's a great store called Inner Sleeve Records in Amagansett, and they have a little bit of everything. They have a really decent jazz section if that's what you're into, but they have some metal and stuff like that, and their prices aren't outrageous. So I picked this up for $20. And again, my favorite Misfits album. On here would be Danzig on the vocals, Jerry Only, Doyle, and Arthur Googie on the drums. I think this is the only recording with Arthur Googie, and he was subsequently fired. All right, what else have we got here? All right, here we go. Got this one like last week or so. This is a band from Sweden called Acid's Trip. This is a get ready for the rock and roll speedball. This is a single-sided 45. So 2 songs on one side and an etched second side or B-side. This is on Interstellar Smoke Records. If you're into Doom or you're into psychedelic rock, stoner rock, check out Interstellar Smoke Records because they have a lot of good stuff. Pricing isn't too bad. I think they ship from Poland, and the shipping isn't too bad either, surprisingly. But this is a band, I don't really know much about them. 3-piece at this point. I think they added a second guitar player at the, since. But 2 songs, Trippin' Balls and Firestarter. Great stuff. Swedish band, like I said, from Gothenburg, Sweden. Apparently there's a real big indie rock scene there. I don't know anything about it. The only Swedish bands I know would be the Swedish death metal bands. But after that, from what I have read, there's been a big revival in indie garage rock coming out of Sweden. So I'll check it out. The only Swedish bands that I knew were Entombed. You know, a lot of the old death metal bands, and of course, the Helicopters. And this kind of sounds like the Helicopters. It's it's rock and roll. It's fast, aggressive, Motorhead inspired, that kind of stuff. But definitely pretty good. And again, the lead guitar player, this girl here, goes by the name of Acid. She's very good. Good, clean playing. Sort of like AC/DC on steroids. Very good, though. I'd strongly recommend Acid's Trip, and I think they have a full length coming out soon. This came out in 2019, but very cool. All right. Let's see what. Okay. Get this one. This I bought. I've been waiting for a while. This is a Grateful Dead box set. St. Louis, Missouri, on December 10th of 71, the Fox Theater. At first glance, it sounds like it'd be great. Bertha, Me and My Uncle, Mr. Charlie, Loser, Beat It On Down the Line, Sugary, Jack Straw, Next Time You See Me, Tennessee Jet, El Paso, Big Railroad Blues, Casey Jones. I could go on. This is a five record set. It's not a great show though, unfortunately. It's heralded as a great show, but for some reason, I can't get into it as much. I think why they opened up side C with Tennessee Jed, and Garcia fucks the lyrics up. That's one of my favorite songs, and I'm not a stickler for, you know, perfection all the time, and more of the spirit and the sound of the song, but an iconic song like Tennessee Jed, to me, he fucked the lyrics from the beginning, and the whole song is just disjointed from there, and that's the furthest I got on this. I listened to A, B, and half a side C. Like I said, I didn't get further than that because I was disgusted with it. So I'll try it again. But I mean, this is the end of 71. The 72 shows, like Europe 72, and all the shows in 72 were great. I don't know why this, you know, had the same timeline. I don't know why why it isn't great. But I'll give it another listen to. I gotta listen to the rest of it. But I was pissed off that he fucked up Tennessee Jed. All right. Well, here is I went out on record store day on Black Friday. I was at Infinity Records in Massapequa. I was looking for one album in particular, which I did get, and I'll show you in a bit. But I didn't realize this was coming out, and I grabbed it. Iron Maiden's first album, self-titled album from 1980, on a clear picture disc, which again I've never seen the likes of this. So it's clear vinyl, if you can see, right? Let's see, clear vinyl with a picture disc. Wild though. I read, I think on Blabbermouth, one of these sites I go to waste time during the day. I heard they were re-releasing, you know, a few of their albums on clear picture discs. I forgot all about it, but 40th anniversary edition, it's great. Iron Maiden is one of those bands that I could do an entire hour discussion on, which I'm not going to do. But I got into Maiden in 1984, probably, when Power Slave came out. And as with every band that I got into in the 80s as a kid, I worked my way backwards, you know, from, you know, the album that I got into, and then I'd find the previous one, and so forth. With Maiden, Power Slave was their fifth album, I want to say. Yeah, it was their fifth full-length album. And they had I mean, you didn't know where to start with these guys. So when I got enough education on a Maiden, I was like, all right, what's their first album? It was this one, self-titled, from 1980. Different band though. I mean, you have Dennis Stratton on the guitars, who he was gone after this album. You have Clive Burr on the drums, who was gone after the I think he played Number of the Beast's last album he played on. But this album's great. Paul Di'Anno also on the vocals. You can get into a debate on Paul Di'Anno. I think he was great for this band at the time. I think that they just matured and evolved into a different thing, and he couldn't handle it. I mean, he was a punk singer. He has a good voice though for this. You have Prowler on here, Remember Tomorrow, Running Free, Phantom of the Opera, Transylvania, Strange World, Charlotte the Harlot, and Iron Maiden. My first band in high school covered the song Iron Maiden. Got great guitar riffs. And again, I still love this album. When I listened to it the other day, brought me right back. I was like, man, this is fucking good. And Maiden's, like I said, one of those bands. First 7 albums, from this one up until Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. I mean, they didn't put out a bad one. It was amazing. And every album cover had, you know, their mascot, that's Eddie. And in different variations. I mean, this was obviously the first one, and then, you know, that told a story too, if you look at all the album covers. So it was like the mystique of Iron Maiden, you know. It was like they put a lot into the image, they put a lot into the packaging, and a lot into the music. And again, if you don't know Iron Maiden, I don't see how you couldn't. Start anywhere. Start the Live After Death album. You know, it came out in like 85, and that covers everything from this album to Power Slave. And I think Running Free, I first heard on that, and I was like, wow, this is great. Then I heard the original Paul Di'Anno, and I love it. And you could, again, debate Paul Di'Anno and Bruce Dickinson all you want. Paul Di'Anno was right for this band at this time. And after this was Killers, and he's great on that. I hope they release Killers on a clear picture disc. I'll grab it. That's a great album. I mean, again, the first 7 Maiden albums are great. So, I mean, you really can't go wrong with any of them. But check out the first Maiden, 1980. You can't go wrong. Again, that's pretty much all. Every song's good. Check it out. All right. And lastly, the actually I got two here, but the other record store day release I wanted to get, my brother-in-law actually picked this up for me. They didn't have it at Infinity Records. It's Lana Del Rey, Chemtrails Over the Country Club alternative cover as the traditional back cover on blue vinyl, transparent blue. I didn't open it yet. I don't know if I will, because I know I have 4 other copies of this. My opinion on this album really hasn't changed much. The songs that are good are great. The songs that are fillers are kind of forgettable. But again, Lana never puts out a bad album, so you're gonna get what you get. I mean, it's 11 songs. You know, put it on. It's good. You know, it's one of her albums, like for me, like the Lust for Life album, where it's good enough, but not great, not groundbreakingly like great. But again, what can you ask for? You know. So that was that, and then here's the bonus. This came out. This is Lana Del Rey's Blue Banisters, the Target edition alternative cover. I finally got it. So same back cover as the others, same record, but again, different front cover. I like to get all the albums. I mean, all the covers. You know, the various ones, and just as a collector, as a music lover, as a fan of Lana Del Rey, I like to try to get everything she has, and the prices weren't outrageous. I mean, I won't spend more than, you know, $40 on an album, a brand new album, because it's, you know, unless it's something I really would want. But I mean, that's about what these go for, 35, 40, which is crazy. But again, if you don't know Blue Banisters, check out Blue Banisters, because it's the best album of 2021, hands down. Nothing different about this one other than the cover, you know. So I think I have all the covers. There's another cover that's very close to the original. But I think it was CD only, and I'm not going to start buying CDs again. I mean, this is it. I mean, you already had me, you know, I started out with cassette tapes and vinyl, and then I went to CDs, you know, and then after CDs, it's back to vinyl. I'm not falling for it again. This is where I'm not going to look for cassettes either. I'm on vinyl. That's where I'm ended it. So yeah, so those are the new records. Nothing else to say with our band again, except for this Friday, Rams out in Holbrook. Come check us out. 9:30 we go on. And after that, new material, hopefully a new recording. And we'll see where we take this band from here. But thank you for listening, and have a great night.